Hello YouTube, my name is Jesse and I decided I would start a YouTube channel, and I realized the quality of this video isn't the greatest, so this is all I have for now. But anyways, I'm just basically talking about different books I recommend. I like Star Wars. For now it's going to be Star Wars. I got other fantasy books, but I'll talk about them later. The first one is Outcast by... Why was I going to say John Jackson Miller? It's Aaron Alston. It's in the series called Fate of the Jedi. That's written by 3 authors. It's 9 books long. It's the story of how Luke Skywalker goes on an adventure to find out what happened to a Jedi who went to the dark side, and as well as a sickness that had spread across a few only Jedi. Sorry, I don't know why I did quote marks there. A sickness who had spread across a couple Jedi, and he goes on this adventure. He meets with these different characters that tell him, of the path of the person who had went to the dark side. Because when the person went to the dark side, they had, I hadn't read the series before that, so I don't know the exact story of the person going to the dark side, but I believe I can recall that, he had disappeared for some time. Oh yeah, and technically this is a legend story, just so in case anyone's curious. And the whole series basically focuses on that, and you get to see a lot of Jaina, who is Han Solo's kid. And it's a really good series, 9 books long. I would definitely recommend it. The next one I'm going to recommend is the Darth Bane trilogy. Basically about the start of the guy who created the Rule of Two. And it starts out with him being a miner on this planet. And it's really well written. Drew Karpyshyn's a great writer. And, in the first book it goes from him kind of being this miner, and then there's something bad happens that he has to leave Dessel, which is the planet he's on, and there's a few other things happen that kind of takes him to the process until he becomes a Sith. But even in the start, he was wouldn't say aware that he knew he kind of had powers. He was gifted in some way. I wasn't sure how. But anyway, sorry. The process he goes leads him to becoming a Sith. And within this series, he goes to the Sith Academy. He's kind of this outsider character. Doesn't really fit in, and it's really neat because he studies ancient Sith literature and scripture and whatever, and kind of understands the culture of the Sith. And he sees a flaw in his system and creates it. And he also takes on an apprentice throughout the trilogy. And it focuses on the training of his apprentice. I remember one part where he was sitting by a fire, and I will not say the name of the apprentice, because, well, it doesn't really matter. Name's Xana. And he tells Xana to go and... I can't remember the name of the animal. It was some kind of rat-like animal. And she's supposed to build its trust. Eventually she does. She takes it back to her master, and he uses the Force to snap the animal's neck. But the point was patience, which was kind of cool. It's not really cool that the animals died, but that's Sith for you. That's who they are in a sense. They're creatures who have their hatred and their fear give them strength. And it's kind of cool. Not that I recommend that in real life, but they are a neat culture. And there's also Vector Prime, is a different series, 20 books long. The first book is Aria Salvatore, and also Legends, but even though they're Legends, I recommend these stories. Darth Bane technically is canon, I believe. I heard that off Instagram, so don't take my word for that. But anyway, Vector Prime is a really good series about the start of a war from characters who go from outside of the galaxy to inside, and they infiltrate. And they have very, very extreme beliefs, and they don't like that Jedi and humans alike use machines, and to them machines are abominations. Everything they do is natural. They're literally, ships are natural. Like, they're called coral skippers. And they go from, in the first little bit, there's a character called Yomankar, and he's infiltrating this science base, and he has to basically turn this switch so that Nomanar, a fellow Yuzongvong character, can let them into the galaxy. So that happens, and then throughout the series, I'm only on book 8 right now, but throughout the series they face different battles, and the Yuzongvong have a weapon that they unleash that is stronger than the Death Star. And I got some last 2 books here that I would recommend. I haven't read them in the longest time, so I forget what they are, or sorry, I forget what they're about. I know Fatal Alliance is like, there's some artifact that I think a Sith and Jedi are going after. It's by Sean Williams. Really, really good read. And Knight Errant is by John Jackson Miller. Also a really good read. Definitely recommend them both. So I'm going to be doing this weekly. For the first little bit, I might be doing it more. I might be doing it every few days, just because I've got a lot of books that I've read already, and I have a good memory for some of the books that I've read. I can basically tell a quick story of like the Legend of Driz, which is written by R. Salvatore. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.